Hi there, Zelda here. This is Somatic Arcana, and in this video, I'm going to explain a little bit about the Dragon Channel. This is the first intro to what is Dragon Channel? And this is what I'm calling the videos where I am going to be introducing my Dragon team, the Dragon guides that I work with that are in my personal spiritual practice. And I will introduce them. I will tell a little bit about them. I might tell a little bit about dragons in general. And then with the dragon that I introduce, I am going to use kind of psychomancy, divination methods like tarot, oracle cards, as well as channeling messages as a medium from the dragons. And I will share those with you and share any messages that come through, and we'll do a little bit of an intro in that way. In general, this is a great place to be. I encourage everyone to, it's a great place to be if you are curious, if you are wanting to have an open mind about how you relate to things. I encourage skeptics because I have been one myself. I am super interested in science and neuroscience, and I do believe that magic and science can actually have a beautiful union and collaboration as long as we do not believe in a brain cognitive dominant over all else. And this is something that I think happens a lot when dabbling in spirituality, when dabbling in psychic experiences, is that if our brain can't explain it right away, we want to dismiss it because it's something that we can't prove. And so one of the things that I really want to encourage, particularly when working with dragons, which I know many people are like, dragons, those aren't real, or dragons, I love those in video games or in books, is that literality is kind of a trap in the spiritual realm. Spiritual texts are full of metaphor to describe the inexplicable complexity of our experience, and that allowing yourself to take in and receive whatever feels useful and supportive and valuable to you from what I have to share, from what other psychics or tarot readers or scientists have to share, allows you to then integrate and pull together the way that you view the world, which does not need to be how anyone else views the world. Actually, it is for you. And we can get really caught up into what's right and wrong. But realistically, there have always been so many ways to view the world. And we all have our own beautiful bank of images and experiences and values that we can pull from to constantly and create our own experience. And one of the beings that I have worked with that I have found very helpful in that are dragons. Dragons are very wise interdimensional beings. They are, if you have been into dorky things like I have my whole life, they are full in fantasy. They are oftentimes very wise. They have treasure. They are oftentimes very powerful and strong. And they are often connected to different elements. And this is all actually very true of my experience with dragons. But in my experience, dragons as interdimensional beings, they are very apt at supporting us in connecting to the Akashic records. The Akashic records are a place where a place and non-place that is everywhere and nowhere, I suppose, that where you can access all of the things that have ever and will ever happen. And it is someplace that people oftentimes access when they explore past lives. It is a place that is sometimes more accessible to certain people than others with mediumship abilities or psychic abilities. This is sometimes related to when people kind of like timeline jump, things like that. And if I'm dropping these words and you don't know what they mean, that's okay. First of all, you can take a break, go Google and check it out. Second of all, you can just let it wash over you. You don't have to relate to these terms. That's totally fine. But dragons are really helpful because they connect to the Akashic records. They have direct access to that. They do not lose that if they have a different lifetime, and they are kind of always privy to this wealth of information that is not just cognitive information, but is like soul level information. Wisdom feels different in that way than just to know something. The second piece about dragons is they're very connected to the crystalline kingdom. They're connected to crystalline grids. They're connected to ley lines, a lot of different elements. They can be multi-elemental. They can be connected to elements that are not just the four traditional elements, but are also kind of the void or cosmic elements. And they are also able to travel between worlds and times, so they can help us to understand or come to integrate. Sometimes if you're really drawn to dragons and you are someone who works with past lives, you may have had a past life as a dragon. There are a lot of dragons that are coming right now to support in kind of the transformations that are happening in our world. And so I feel really called to share my experience with the dragons. While I do work with dragons that are not inhabiting any or have an anchor tie to any crystalline structure, I oftentimes work with crystal skulls and crystal dragons. And they can be an amazing, like if we think of psychology, right? And we think of how we utilize our conscious and unconscious mind, getting into like Jungian stuff here, they're an amazing projective device, right? And if you are able to connect to that kind of wisdom beyond it, they're actually like little computers, right? So they we actually use quartz and things like that, like minerals in a lot of our different technology, in different very advanced things, because of how it conducts and stores information. And so these have been carved. This is the one that I will do for the first Dragon channel, which will be coming out soon. This is Kundera, who is the Dragon King, who I will talk about and introduce a little bit, who I work with very intimately and deeply. And they store information in the crystal itself. And so there's different aspects, right? There's the being, and then there's also the energetic home that the being chose, and they kind of like unite to support. So while I absolutely can work with Kundera, for instance, if I don't carry this around, I want to, but I don't carry it around in my pocket all the time. But I still can go for a walk and connect to Kundera's energy, or sit in meditation and have them separately. But there is something that kind of like brings and calls together, kind of like charging an object, like a sacred object, with energy. The energy isn't limited to that, but it is a home, it is an anchor, it is a portal or a doorway to accessing that energy. And that is true for a myriad of different aspects and reasons. So this is not the full intro. This is just what is the Dragon channel, right? And I have worked with dragons from a young age. I do a dragon portal where people can meet their dragons about once a month. You can find those on my website. And I really am excited about everyone connecting to their own dragon teams. And one of the ways that I really, as an autistic person and neurodivergent person, I love understanding my own experience through listening to the experience of others and hearing examples and metaphors, and being able to draw together kind of like an analogical understanding of the world and how I experience and how others, and how we can kind of experience that in tandem. And so one of the ways that I'm hoping to support people is by sharing my experience, my dragon teams, and allowing that to be a springboard for you to, one, receive messages and also benefit from their healing, because they are very excited to share with you and have been very emphatic that I need to be not just holding all of it myself. That's why I started doing these kind of dragon portals and activations. But that also there are more dragons. There are more dragons that are being brought into the world right now, that are awakening in the world right now, and that have valuable work to do in the world right now, as well as ones that are kind of like maybe coming in your dreams, and some of the information that is shared, maybe that can help to kind of sow the seeds or water the seeds that have already been planted, or tend to the garden, so to speak. The metaphor can go on and on, but allowing you to be in a greater fertile relationship with dragons, as well as with other magical beings. I work with beings that are not dragons, but this is going to be the dragon channel. And so the format is going to be that I am going to introduce you to a dragon. I'm going to show them to you. The first one is going to be Kundera. So that will, like I said, be coming out soon. And then I will give you any messages that they give me. I will pull some cards and we'll just kind of hang out and chat about it. I have quite a few dragons to work with and some ideas, but let me know if there's anything that you are interested in seeing. And I am so excited to share this with you. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.